Hi everybody, it's Mark here. I've just come on to announce a new series I'm going to be starting soon. I'm calling it Unlocking the Court Cards in Tarot. And I just thought I'd give you a sneak peek as to what that might look like going forward. I have to say that when I started studying the Thoth deck this summer, it really exponentially upgraded my understanding of the courts and how they were meant to be seen by the Golden Dawn, which, as we know, the RWS and Thoth decks are both based on. However, anyone who's looked at Thoth or RWS knows that there is a differential between the two decks in terms of their courts. And I feel that the Thoth is more authentic in terms of sticking to the Golden Dawn plan. If you don't care about Golden Dawn associations with your courts, then that's fine, and you can just happily use your RWS. Examples here would be the cups. So as you all know, there's a Page of Cups. There is a Knight of Cups, we have a Queen of Cups, and we have a King of Cups in the RWS. So these are not standard Golden Dawn. For whatever reason, Arthur Waite decided either to hide the real associations, or he felt he wanted to use something that was more familiar to the public. In other words, a Tarot de Marseille kind of version of the courts, as that was very prominent prior to RWS coming into being. So as you can see, here is a classic TDM. We have a valet or a page, a knight, a queen, and a king of cups. So RWS and TDM courts, very easily interchangeable. Then we get to the Thoth, and instead of a page, we have a Princess of Cups. We have a Prince of Cups, which I feel is the replacement for the king, so it's sort of like a king in training. We have a Knight of Cups, as I believe correlates to the Knight of Cups in the RWS. Others don't necessarily see that. There is some confusion between, is the Knight the king or is the Knight the knight when you cross the two systems? It doesn't really matter, because if you are working with Thoth or you're working with a particular system, the knight is a knight, and this would be fire of water, and it doesn't matter what it is in RWS. If you're using a Thoth deck, there is no question the knight is the fire of water, and it is the knight that is the correlate to the queen, the male correlate to the queen in Thoth. So as I say, if you're working within a Thoth deck, you don't have to worry, well, is that one over there, and is this one? It really doesn't matter. It's very, very clear that working with Thoth, the princess would be earth of water, as all princesses are. The prince would be air of water, as all princes are air. The knight would be fire of water, as all knights are fire. And the queen would be water of water, as all queens are water. So here's the part that gets really interesting. That's just a little taste. But the Golden Dawn system, especially for the courts, I would say the courts are the most complex cards in the deck. I would say even more so than the majors in some ways. The majors are quite straightforward in the energy that they're trying to put across and the themes that they hold. But you have to really break down the courts to see what is going on. So they do that by using what is called a Decan Wheel of the Year. And this is the book I'm showing you the diagram from. I haven't read the book yet, so I can't say if it's a great book or not. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. but I'm currently reading other Thoth-related material, so I haven't got to it yet. But I did want to use the diagram, which I feel is important. So let's say we're dealing with our Queen of Cups here, our Water of Water in Thoth. Well, how does she break down? So here's our Queen of Cups. Just want to make sure I've got that right. Yes, here it is. Here's the Queen of Cups. And the first thing she's related to is 2 parts of the sign Cancer and 1 part of the sign Gemini. So she gets the Chariot card, which is related to Cancer, from the Cancer portion, the 2/3, and she gets 1/3 from the Lovers card, which is the Gemini portion. You can see it here on the chart underneath if you look at all these attributions here. So Lon Duquette calls it adopt a sign, a program. So the Queen of Cups is basically a Cancer, but she's adopt a little bit of Gemini to create her character. So you would have, the first thing, if you're looking at how to describe her personality, you would be looking at these 2 cards and how they would relate to her. Beyond that, we get into the decans. So the Gemini part of the Queen of Cups. Sorry, the camera's moving because my cat is pushing against it, saying I have ownership of this laptop. Okay, so the Gemini portion is the last decan of Gemini. She has under her rulership the Queen of Cups. So that would be Ruin, the Ten of Swords, the drastic Ten of Swords. So you have to imagine, how does that inform the Queen of Cups personality? Maybe it gives her empathy for all kinds of people that are in trouble. But I won't go into all of that now because I'm not analyzing the Queen of Cups. I'm just showing you the system. I will have a separate video for that Queen of Cups later. So because this is the Gemini card in a predominantly Cancer court card, it falls in her shadow. So you might talk about how her shadow relates to the Ten of Swords. Now, the 2 Cancer cards that are part of her decan here are the 2 of Cups and 3 of Cups. So then you would talk about, well, how does that relate to her nature, her loving nature, that type of thing. And then there's just one last piece, and that is there is a 3rd decan of Cancer, which she doesn't get. It goes to the next court card, which is in this case the Prince of Wands. So the Prince of Wands gets the 4 of Cups, which is the Moon in Cancer card. So it's another Cancer card. And so she's missing this piece. So then you would ask, well, what does it mean for a personality not to have the 4 of Cups? Instead, having a shadowy 10 of Swords as a replacement. So I know that sounds complicated, but I will go through each of the court cards individually and explain how all of these little pieces relate to the meaning and the character of that court card. So I hope you'll join me on this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and very informative. And I hope to get another video up within the next week or 2. Bye for now.